the mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Live or die. Make your choice.
Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
We don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Welcome to the All Guts So Gory Podcast. My name is Mike, joined as always by Justin and Charlie, and we are celebrating our 6-month anniversary, guys. Cheers, genitals.
Genitals.
Gentlemen. Sorry, gentlemen. Yeah, 6 months of doing our podcast. This is episode 48. We've covered 30 movies to this point. And if you're new to our podcast, back when we first started, we did an inaugural class of a horror hall of fame, which we plan to build as this podcast grows and grows and grows. And we cover more movies. We plan on building our own little horror hall of fame. If you have not checked out our horror hall of fame episode before, what are you doing? Go back and check that out. Or not. I mean, we probably sucked 5 months ago when we were still new to this. But what we did was we compiled a Mount Rushmore for 6 categories. Those are 4 directors, 4 male and female protagonists, 4 mortal and immortal villains, and 4 horror film props that we put in our inaugural All Guts So Gory Horror Hall of Fame class. Guys, you remember what was in the class? Do we want to recap that for the crowd real quick?
Most
Who
of
are you
it.
guys?
I remember most of it.
I don't remember anything.
Barry Bonds was in the hall, right?
Yeah,
Ricky Bobby?
Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Pete Rose,
Rafael Palmeiro.
Yep, Sammy Sosa.
Oh yeah, all the they can't get in the regular one. They can come in.
Was Noma in there? Noma Garcia Parra?
So here's what we got for our Horror Hall of Fame inaugural class. I'll run it down real quick. Our 4 Mount Rushmore directors: John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Alfred Hitchcock, and Sam Raimi. Mortal villains. These are villains that could be killed. They are human, animal, alien, what have you. This would be Jaws from that one movie with the shark, or whatever it's called. Leatherface. Leatherface of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. And Jack Torrance from The Shining. Our male protagonists, our Mount Rushmore there is Chief Brody from Jaws 1 and 2. Father Karras from The Exorcist. R.J. McCready from The Thing. And Ash Williams of Evil Dead 1 and 2, Army of Darkness, etc. Our immortal villains. These are villains that are evil incarnate. They resurrect. You chop them into a million pieces, somehow they come back. This is Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. Pretty standard. Our female protagonists. These are our female heroes in horror movies. This is Sidney Prescott from 5 of the Scream movies. Whoa, what was that, Charlie?
Nothing, what?
Sidney effing Prescott. Of course I have a gun, right?
Right. Ellen Ripley from Aliens, Alien 3, etc. Yep. Laurie Strode. Yeah, Resurrection. Laurie Strode, the Halloween franchise, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. And Nancy Thompson of Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 3, and New Nightmare. And then the props, our 4 props that made it into the Hall of Fame inaugural class is Freddy's finger knives glove, obviously. Jason's hockey mask, iconic. Michael Myers mask, iconic. And the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead from The Evil Dead. What we're doing from this point forward with our Hall of Fame is inducting members based on the movies that we've covered on this podcast. So we will have our formal class of 2026 later down the road in October. But considering that we're halfway there, we want to create a short list to take with us into the second half of the year, which will create another short list. And that will be the list that we'll make our Hall of Fame inductions for 2026 from. We had extended discussions on a lot of these characters and villains and props on the podcast that we did. So you can go back in our library and check those out. So we're going to try to motor through this. We have 26.
Motorboat?
No.
What the hell,
films with 26 films with nominees. So we're going to spend limited time on each. We spend a lot of time on these on our pods. We're going to spend limited time on each of these. Guys, do you have anything you want to lead off with before we get started, or should we just dive right into this thing?
I mean, I want to start by saying I did not agree to motorboat anybody. So
You motorboat son of a bitch. She's still in the house?
No, I mean, I am ready to start this. I mean, I'm ready to be guided through this by our very capable guide, Mike, today.
No.
I would like to say that since we're going to be using just the movies that we're going to have on the pod this year, that's going to kind of affect the movies that I pick in the future, because I have an immortal character that has to go in. It probably should have gone in the inaugural class, but I wasn't thinking about it. But I'm going to have to pick a movie that this character is in just so it can make the short list. And there's no way this character is not going to make it in.
And if you're worried about that, Mike, don't worry. He's not going to write down that he's going to do that, so he's not going to remember to pick the movie. He's going to pick some bullshit.
It's like I'm in Memento. He's
going to be like, next week I'm picking Maniac Cop 2, bitches.
Martyrs 3, bitch.
I was going to say, Charlie, we already did Martyrs. You don't have to pick that one again.
All those characters are safe.
Yeah. So, and I'm in the same boat as you, Charlie. Like, I'm a big David Cronenberg fan, and we've not done a David Cronenberg movie yet.
Oh, yeah?
So he's not going to be on this short list we're going to make today because we haven't covered him yet.
The good news is, as you mentioned, you prefaced that we're not inducting anybody today.
We're
just recapping.
No,
we're recapping our working list from the ones that we've done so far, and it may shape where we're going with this. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it'll definitely form which movies we pick for the second half of our first year here to try to create a very worthy Hall of Fame class for sure. All right, guys, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's do this.
All right. The very first film that we covered on this podcast is John Carpenter's The Thing. John Carpenter and R.J. McCready are already in our Hall of Fame. That leaves us with props. And the one prop that we narrowed down on our short list from The Thing was the Norris spider head prop. Maybe the most memorable thing in action in the movie. The practical effects were amazing for 1982. It's downright disgusting. It's unmistakable where it's from, which maybe should kind of be the benchmark for our props candidates, right? Like, you see it, you'd like, oh, that's The Thing. Like, you see it, you know what it is.
Yeah, if there's one thing that we constantly come back to on the props, it's like, if somebody put that on a table with no like labels or anything, we could pick that out. We'd be like, that's The Thing for sure.
Right. Like a machete. There's a lot of machetes in a lot of movies.
There's a lot of machetes in a lot of movies, but the first thing that comes to your mind is probably one, right? It's probably our friend
Machete?
Hassan Voorhees. Yes, Machete. Yes.
So this is one from our short list, guys. Do we want to keep this on the short list for the second half? The spider
100%.
head prop?
No,
100%.
It's between that and I don't know if we talked about the freaking stomach opening up. If that was a prop, I don't know if that's too big to be a prop, but that the mouth stomach is amazing. Like, those two things are the most memorable parts of that entire movie in my book. Right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's a tentpole movie with Hall of Mount Rushmore director, hero. It has to be on the short list.
I mean, but next year I might even throw out one of those dogs that was gooing all over everybody, man. Those, like, as far as practical effects, this is like a master class. So it's whatever you pick from this, but Spiderhead fits best in the prop room, I think.
Absolutely.
Yep, agreed.
All right, so we'll carry that one forward. All right, the next film that we covered, Charlie, this one was your pick, so I'll let you lead off with Dawn of the Dead and George A. Romero for director.
I'm still salty that he didn't make it in the first class because he was my pick, and we made a side deal. I mean, I felt like a representative in Congress from our state, where I was like, okay, you can drill for oil, but I get to chop down all of your trees. And I gave up George Romero. Like, who doesn't know, who in horror, who is a person who says, I'm a horror fan and doesn't know who George Romero is?
Are we sticking to props, or is this all things from each movie that we're going to talk about?
All the ones that we whittled down off air.
Right. We already covered. I mean, there's props that could come in from this movie, but I mean, the director should have been in the first initial class. I mean, but
I think we felt pressured into putting Alfred Hitchcock in this thing, even though it's not really the movies we're watching or recommending, but like he's such a name, and that's why I was like, maybe we should name the category the Alfred Hitchcock.
And that's kind of
too late.
That's kind of the thing. Like, you don't have to be a horror fan to know who Alfred Hitchcock is,
right? Mm-hmm. And the influence he had on everybody, probably literally everyone else.
That he had to be in. I agree, but
maybe it'd be. I think when you have Carpenter, Craven, Hitchcock, and Raimi, and we were putting 4 in. Romero and Raimi, maybe you could interchange, and then maybe we're putting Sam Raimi in this time.
Yeah, I think I said
George A. Romero's on the shortest of lists. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. I think the deal was Raimi's in. I'll give you Romero out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
His Of the Dead films, they walked so that like Train to Busan, World War Z, they could run, right?
Literally, they're running.
Literally, those are the running zombie movies.
Fly.
Yeah. All right, Justin. Next up is A Nightmare on Elm Street. A lot of stuff already in. Wes Craven is in. Freddy is in. Nancy Thompson is in. Freddy's glove is in as a prop. So the props that we have left, we talked about Freddy's just entire outfit, the hat, the sweater, the whole thing.
Sweater and the hat. If we're having like a special section of our Hall of Fame, our mental Hall of Fame or digital, whatever we're going to do with this, and we have mannequins, and you see that shirt and you see that hat on a mannequin, it is instant 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, right? So I think if that's like a wing in with the props outfits, then yeah, for sure it's on the short list. Also, I mean, we got to give props to the landline phone where the big old mouth and tongue comes out and says, I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy, right?
That one's in too. That one is on the short list. We were going to talk about that one too. Yeah.
The only thing I have about that one, the only problem I have about the tongue in the mouth is that I forgot about it until I rewatched it.
That's fair. I mean, that's a fair point.
And the outfits, I mean, people are like, well, that's not a prop. Just think about it. Like in the Smithsonian, they have outfits from stars and they put them on mannequins, like the Marilyn Monroe dress is in there.
Don Draper's suit, I think, is in there, maybe.
Draper's suit is in there.
Next to the Cosby sweater.
Next to the Cosby sweater.
That's
not your joke. That's not your joke.
That's a Between Two Ferns joke, yeah.
And it's a great one. It's a great
But so, this kind of like smooth it over, folks. Calm down. They are props. And if you saw the hat and the sweater on a mannequin anywhere, if it was at the grocery store, I'd be like, what the fuck's the Freddy Krueger outfit doing at the grocery store?
Right.
I think I brought this up. I bought a sweater from American Eagle, and it had it was like a brown and like green stripe thing, and I could wear it once, and then I got laughed out because people were calling me Freddy. I was like, I can't wear this anymore, man. So it's like it is fully ingrained into our pop culture and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't put a bloody gushing bed in there. We can't put jerseys in there. I know Mike wants a whole wing for jerseys.
Well, I mean, that's where we're going to decide like what is cool to have and what is actually like a Hall of Fame item.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say the hat and the sweater, I mean, are no-brainers.
Definitely. Yeah, it's unmistakable. Like Jason has like a number of outfits. He wears overalls in one movie. He's wearing like Carhartt jackets and Dickies in another movie. He's wearing leather from head to toe in other ones. Like Freddy's drip never changed.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, part 8. He's in like from like part 6 through 8. He's in leather.
I thought you watched Jason XXX. instead of
not Jason the Gimp. No.
gosh. There's a ball gag hole in the hockey mask. Anyway, who's up next? Oh, it looks
yeah.
like one of yours.
Terrifier.
Yeah. So next up was my pick, and it's the film Terrifier. So we got Damien Leone for director, Art the Clown for immortal villain, props including the bike horn, Art's little hat, the hacksaw from the signature kill in the original Terrifier. Art the Clown is in the conversation with the biggest names right now, right? Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky, Art. Like, you can drop the clown. You just say Art, you know what you're talking about, I think.
Yep.
Like, if you this past year when we went into Spirit Halloween, there is as much Terrifier merch, if not more, than Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky. Like, he is there. Props and all. So Art the Clown, I think, on the shortest of short lists for immortal villains to go in at this point. Even though he's only got All Hallows Eve and 3 movies under his belt, a 4th to come, I think he's already there. Like, pop culture has anointed him as this generation's Jason, this generation's Freddy, right?
Agreed.
So for props, I mean, like the bike horn, the little hat, the hacksaw. I'm gonna go hard for the hacksaw because that signature kill is what lured me into this franchise. Had me going like, oh shit, this is amazing.
Yeah, but it's just a hacksaw.
It's not just a hacksaw, but
like,
what if it was ripped panties and a hacksaw? Is that what we're?
Oh man,
too far.
Too far.
All right. Well, okay. So what about the bike horn?
I like the bike horn. I do like the bike horn.
Bike horn. Okay. Little hat.
Little hat, though. I kind of agree with the little hat.
Do you need them both? You need them both?
I don't know that you do.
We do mention. Okay, so I think we had this debate when we did Terrifier. So he also has an outfit, right?
Yeah.
But he always wears that outfit too. So this is another thing where it's like Freddy, where it has to be like a hat and a outfit, or
I mean,
what do we got to do here?
I don't know. I would just say if they are going in, like they're in their outfit, right? I don't know.
So Freddy's in with his outfit already.
Yeah,
so we can,
right.
We can take that outfit out.
Yeah, we'll have to workshop this one about the outfits, I guess. But I mean, what else could there be from Terrifier? I think I think the hacksaw. I think that kill is so signature. I think that one is so polarizing. I think that one either crosses the line where people are like, "I'm out," and other people are like, "I'm fucking all in."
I mean, there's a few things.
I think there's enough horror fans that are like, I'm not a big fan of the Terrifier movies, just like I'm not a big fan of the Saw movies, but
I'm not a big fan of you, Charlie.
One part of the second one, and I would say that if I saw the little hat or the outfit, I would say that's Art the Clown from Terrifier. The hacksaw, I know what you're saying, Mike, but I mean, it's just a hacksaw.
There's also a hacksaw in Saw.
There's a hacksaw in Saw. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we're gonna have to workshop this one a little bit.
All right. So we'll leave the hacksaw out for now.
What about is it Vicky? Is Victoria? What's her name?
Vicky.
What about her damn face? I mean, are we counting faces?
Like, no, not
after
really.
She's mauled? Okay,
not if they're still on their body. No.
Okay. So we could have the upside down split girl then as a prop. That would really amp up the gore.
Yeah, we could. 2 halves of a girl.
It has to be something that would be at horror convention, and that's not going to be at a horror convention.
Smaller than a bread box? Is that what you're saying?
Except in like some private room. And like, I'm not going in there.
Liar.
You're going in there. Don't lie.
I totally
you may not come out. You're going.
I'm going with my kids.
All right, so we'll leave out the props for now, except for the bike horn and the little hat go in.
I like the horn and the hat.
Horn and the hat
combo.
Okay. What about Damien Leone? I think I don't want to say all he's done is Terrifier. I mean, all he's done has made Terrifier the most profitable indie horror film ever, as far as box office earnings go.
And a lot of people forget
in a very short time.
The anthology that he produced too. So
yeah. But does he
but
need
as
to
far
do
as
something
IP goes,
does he need to do something outside of this to like get to that next level of like Hall of Famer? Or does he have to make like 5 Terrifiers to get there?
Terrifier.
Oh, you just named it.
Dude.
For some reason Terrifier.
For some reason it comes back to how long has he been doing it? There's a little bit of that where it's like if you're only when did Terrifier come out, the first one?
2016.
16. Okay, so about 10 years. So he's been doing it for 10 years. He's put out 3 movies, each one grossing more than the last. An iconic character. I don't know if I'd put him in on this round, but I don't see we shouldn't keep him off the short list. I mean,
and let's reiterate too. Like we narrowed what we have down to a short list. We're just trying to whittle the list down for the second half. These are people are not going to be like ineligible if we don't keep them this time.
Here's what I would argue. I would argue that he's in before any of the people that directed one Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree.
We'll
if he had
cross that
cracked,
bridge, but yeah.
If he had 3 movies and they like the franchise, if the franchise cracks 500 million, and he's the director on all the movies, he's in.
He wrote it too, right? So I mean, that gives him a little bit of a nod for in my book. I know we can't but if it's your shit that you're directing, maybe it helps.
So, given the names that we're going to talk about and one that we've already talked about, we'll leave Damien Leone off for now, just for this exercise.
Fair.
All right. We'll circle back. Okay.
It depends on the second half of the year. It depends on who we have else that's coming out on the short list that didn't make it in for the initial class.
All right. Yeah. So we'll keep them on the short list. But
for sure.
For now. Okay. We'll keep them on to talk about in the second half. Okay. So Charlie, the next movie is your pick. It was The Cabin in the Woods. We picked 2 props to talk about here. These are the bong thermos and the bedding whiteboard.
Yes. I mean, I want to reproduce the bedding whiteboard and put it in my bar.
Right.
You should.
Right? I mean, that's just like beautiful and iconic. And this movie has a lot of things that a lot of movies have, like axes and spear guns and machetes and stuff, which you could associate with any other horror, a dozen other horror movies. But the bong thermos and the bedding whiteboard, like redneck zombies versus zombies, merman. I mean,
twins.
Right. I mean,
there's all kinds of stuff on there that
and the
are
bong
not
thermos,
other horror movies.
The only thing that I have reservations about is the movie made a lot of money. A lot of people saw it, but it's only one movie, and has it had a large enough impact in pop culture, horror pop culture, that I feel like the whiteboard people would be able, like if we put this whiteboard up at a horror convention, people are going to know what the whiteboard is. But if we put up the bong thermos, it's going to be a close second, but I don't know that people will be able to pick it out, but I still want it to be in.
I kind of agree. It's like if you haven't seen this movie in 6, 7 years, you haven't seen it in a long time, you're going to remember that whiteboard for a long time. But will we remember the bong, or will we just be, oh yeah, the bong when we see it again, right? I would say that the bong is it's walking on that fence in my book.
Yeah,
right. It's on the fence.
For me.
Yeah.
You have to see this to get the bong thermos, because I don't think it's as pop culturally significant, even though it is hilarious every time you see it.
Yeah.
And the whiteboard with all the outcomes as so many subtle nods to other horror films, which is really, really cool. But if you've never seen this, then you would just be like, what is that whiteboard? Like, you know.
Okay, but we are
I think
talking about horror fans, not necessarily like super horror fans.
No,
So
yeah,
if this
you're
was at a
right.
horror convention, somebody who says they're a horror fan, they watch horror movies,
They'll know what
they
both of these things are.
they would have seen Cabin in the Woods. And maybe they only saw it once. But if they see that whiteboard, they're like, what is that whiteboard? Like redneck zombie family, rednecks, merman. Oh, that's that movie, Cabin in the Woods. The Bong, maybe not. Maybe you have to be a little bit more hardcore.
Okay. So we putting just the whiteboard on the short list?
The whiteboard lives on for the short list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Sounds good.
Long, as much as we love how funny it is, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Justin and Charlie, this is both of you guys. The next films are The Descent and Dog Soldiers. Neil Marshall is the director for both of these. So we got Neil Marshall, who directed 2 films that we've covered so far on All Guts So Gory. Neil Marshall, either you guys gonna pine for him?
I'll give my 2 cents real quick.
Yeah.
I think The Descent, Dog Soldiers, and was it Doomsday are all great British films. But are they I don't think they climbed the mountain high enough for most people are gonna recognize it or did enough for the genre to really, go for Neil Marshall. It's one I don't. It's yours. You're next, Charlie. I know that how much Dog Soldiers means to you personally, and I love The Descent. Probably right in that same area as you love Dog Soldiers, but I don't know if it's enough.
So I like The Descent. The only thing I don't like about The Descent is the ending. Dog Soldiers, Chef's Kiss, no notes, great movie. Everyone's got a British accent. What could be better? Doomsday.
English speaking people.
No. Doomsday is a great, dystopian horror type movie. I like it. But the thing is, coming from a person who doesn't do homework, if you had said who's Neil Marshall, that famous horror movie director, I couldn't have told you what he directed.
That's true. We brought him up, and
he has a pretty good catalog. It's only 3 movies, but they're 3 solid movies.
Yeah, on All Guts So Gory UK, he's probably in.
Oh, for sure.
Probably not here.
He's in like beans on toast, man.
Oh God!
Like we might throw him in on the nominee list just to throw a bone to the Brits, but he probably wouldn't make it.
Do we want to carry him over to the second half?
I say we carry him over.
Fine. With Damien. All right.
We'll do.
Because who knows what the Beatles going to look like at the end of the year?
Yeah.
If we're just doing the films that we're looking at, who knows?
Yeah. Okay. So my pick was next. It was the film American Psycho. I have Patrick Bateman for Mortal Villain. Did he commit all those murders? Doesn't matter. My takeaway from the podcast on Bateman is that he committed at least some of those crimes. The author of the books will tell you that he committed all of the murders, that even though many people think everything in that movie just all happened in his head and wasn't actually happening, but I think he did a lot of those things, and the author also thinks he did all of them when he was writing it. He's pop cultural relevant. He's just an incredible, just the way Christian Bale plays him, brings so much out of him. But the variety of kills, just it's just incredible, the different ways, the chainsaw kill, the axe murder, the axe is the iconic one. We'll get to the props as well. The shiny ass
crying,
axe.
Mike? Sounds like you're crying over there. You're so happy about this one.
And it's Christian fucking Bale.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, the shiny ass axe, the business cards, the raincoat. Those are some props that we talked about. nominating for this Hall of Fame.
Patrick's in, right? Or no?
No.
Isn't he in our? Oh,
No.
so he's okay. Okay.
No.
So for mortal villain, he's on the short list. That's my rationale for carrying him forward. I mean, his body count is high, and the number of people he murdered is high.
I say.
And he did it with style.
He did it with style, and people quote him. I mean, it's incredible. Yeah.
I'd like to jump in real quick. We're talking about one movie, one villain that was in one movie, and as a bad memory, not a really good horror fan, which I think I'm a horror fan, but it turns out I'm not as bright as I thought I was. I know Patrick Bateman, American Psycho. And like I said, it's Christian Bale. It doesn't have to be, he's been in 12 movies. It doesn't have to be this movie grossed the most. I mean, it's an American pop culture phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Bateman, American Psycho. So I kind of feel like we have to, we're not checking like 5 boxes that we're checking. I mean, there's 5 boxes we're checking, but then there's also the write-in part, which we think this because of this and because of this, and it's got style, he's got flair, it's funny, he's a great actor, the character is great, he's got some crazy kills.
You guys want to marry him or what?
You would think. But I mean, he'll be on my Christmas dildo list. But I completely feel like this is a character that he just shines so bright. He has
like a diamond, like his ex,
like he has to be in, like a bag in the wind.
I think, yeah, for sure. This is it's a modern version of Jack Torrance, where it's like the name is synonymous with the movie, but it's for a different generation, right? So, I mean, I think, I'm not upset that he wasn't in the first class, but I definitely think for the second class, he deserves very, very, very strong consideration at the top.
All right. Moving on, Patrick Bateman moving on the short list to the second half of the year. How about the props from American Psycho? The axe from killing Paul Allen with the axe. It's shiny. I think we joked about it on the podcast. It's like it came from Tiffany's. Mm-hmm. It's not like just some shitty axe like Jason would carry around. It's a nice ass axe. The business cards, I think the business cards warrant consideration because of how prominent they are in the movie, and like basically like all 4 or 5 of the guys' business cards, and like Carruthers like showing his later, and like Bateman getting all jealous about it, and then like, oh, let's see Paul Allen's card. Like, just business cards are so central to the movie, even though they all look exactly the fucking same, but they're finding these little tiny details, like, oh, that one's bone, like,
Yeah. Like, if you set all 3 of them next to each other, I'll get it. If you set them on different tables, the business card, it says Patrick Bateman on it. So the Patrick Bateman business card for me gets in.
Gets in for sure.
It's a shiny axe. I mean,
here's my analogy with the axe. If you laid out 5 axes and said which one is from American Psycho, I'd be able to pick it out. But if you just laid the one out and said what's this from, it might take a little long. I think I would get it, but I don't know if half the people would get it, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we'll move forward with the business cards. We'll table the axe and the raincoat for now, because the raincoat also is still just a clear poncho. It's
right.
Special.
Yeah.
Okay, the next film on our list is a Charlie pick, and this was The Strangers. The only thing we have from The Strangers from the props department is the masks. Charlie, your thoughts?
I kind of feel like this was a reach. I wanted to give some kind of props, pun intended, to The Strangers because my wife was on that episode, and we have a whole history with it. But I mean, the masks, it's 3 things. They have to be side by side. The sack, and then the other 2 that are like real masks.
Yeah.
The sack could be from Friday the 13th Part 2.
Right. I have an argument that we may want to consider the three main killers as killable villains, right?
As a combo.
They're obviously recognizable enough. They've made what now 6 movies on the Strangers. They've referenced them in Cabin in the Woods. There's a lot going on with those characters. I mean, you see those masks, you see them together, you recognize them immediately for sure, right?
They've made 6 of these? I thought it was like 3.
Unfortunately, they made.
I mean, maybe there's like 100. I don't know. I mean, it feels
too many.
All I know is I've watched one of them because I was a giant fan.
The first one was the best rated one, and it was only marginal.
You're right. Yeah. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I thought there was another one. I thought there's the Strangers in 08, Strangers Chapter 2 and 25, and Strangers Chapter 3 and 26. Isn't there another one?
Yeah,
like Origins or something like that.
Not that I know of. What movie were we talking about that we were like, oh, there's a sequel, and then you're like, no, actually, there's not. It was
okay.
No, so was that 4. Dog Soldiers 2, right? Is that the one we were talking about? Like, hey, there's a sequel, and like, no, not really. They killed it. Like, it's on IMDb, but it never came to light or whatever.
Right.
This is
okay.
The Strangers.
So there was
the
Strangers, and then there was a. So okay, finding out more each time I scroll here. There was the Strangers. Okay. Then there was the Strangers Pray at Night. There was Strangers Chapter 1, 2, and 3. So there's 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the one that you mentioned that there's actually a sequel. And I'm like, no, that was unrelated to it. What was it? It was called the same thing.
Might have been Dog Soldiers. I can't remember. Yeah.
I don't think they make the short list.
Yeah. I
don't think the killers make the short list? Okay.
No.
Not this class, and I don't think the Mask make it either.
All right. Passing on the Strangers. All right. The next film, Justin, is the film Saw. A Justin pick. We have James Wan for director, also of Insidious, another Justin pick. Do you want to give your thoughts on James Wan?
Of the modern directors that deserve consideration, James Wan is definitely top of my list because he did several of the Saws, he did several of the Insidiouses, he did The Conjuring. He's touched and done a great job with 3 different franchises. That's, to me, as good of a vote as you can get. They're all enjoyable in their own way, right? They've all got big followings.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Conjuring's the most profitable movie franchise or horror movie franchise for sure. Because
somehow
it includes all the
every single variant.
And the Nuns and Annabelles and all that stuff. So he's created this massive universe, right? Yeah. Jigsaw, to me, another mortal villain. We saw him die in, what was it, 3, maybe? maybe again in 4, I don't know. But John Kramer / Jigsaw, I'm not dying on the hill, but I think it's a super strong one here for mortal villain. And
I'll agree with you there, too.
I'll agree.
And the props. I mean, you see Billy the Puppet riding around on that little tricycle or whatever. You know what that's from, right? That
100%.
It fits. It fits in a bread box, I think, too, doesn't it? No. I'm just saying, if there's a size limitation, he fits. And then the reverse bear trap. You put that on a table. Nobody's arguing with that, and everybody's saying that's Saw as well.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with all those picks. All 4: James Wan, John Kramer / Jigsaw, Billy the Puppet, the reverse bear trap. Like the reverse bear trap is synonymous with the series. It's iconic. Everything there, 100%. Put them in.
I mean, should we cap this one at this stuff, because then we can start talking about a foot and a chain, and all that other crap. Recorder and a pool of blood,
Right.
I bet you they sold.
I don't know. That could be the talk boy from Home Alone 2.
Could be. You're right.
Wasn't James Wan on your short list for the original inaugural class?
Yeah. Well, he was a let's have we considered. Yeah. So I'm I'm impressed by what he's done, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Even though I'm not a big, I don't know all the names and stuff like that. James Wan, yes. Jigsaw, of course. Billy the Puppet, yes. The Bear Trap, maybe a little bit weaker, but throw it out there. I mean, so this is the thickest, the
I
most.
think it's what? Whoa, whoa.
This is the beer can of
It's about
the
girth here.
movies that kind of got passed over in the first round for the Mount Rushmore.
Right.
But I mean, it's a solid franchise, solid director who's done his work. He's got a body of work out there. The villain, solid. The Billy the Puppet was not only in Saw, it's been referenced in a couple other movies as well, like the Scary Movie franchise. And then the Reverse Bear Trap, like I said, it's probably the weakest. But if I saw it on a table at a horror convention, I would know what franchise it was from. I say all four get on the short list.
Yep. Agreed.
Woo.
All right. So moving on. Next one is a Charlie pick. It's the film Tremors. We talked off air. The only one that we got from Tremors from the props department is the Uzi 4U license plate. It's cool to have. Love to hang it in a
Super
man
cool
cave.
to have.
I don't know if people see that and are like, "Oh, Tremors, nice." But
Yeah.
Charlie, your thoughts?
Tremors, one of my favorite movies of all time. I've probably seen this one in bits and pieces more than any other movie I've ever seen. I just love it to bits.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, unless you want to include a 30-foot long makeup of a worm that crawls under, eats people as a prop,
a graboid.
I suggested just one of the graboid tongue things that got locked on the axle of that vehicle.
Right.
You'd know.
I mean,
You'd know.
maybe Val and Earl make it in the hero duo 3 or 4 Mount Rushmore classes from now. But really, the only thing for you that sticks out is the license plate, which was Uzi for you. And unfortunately, it's the only thing I could pull out that wasn't like I said, a big giant graboid.
Graboid tongue.
So maybe it doesn't make the short list.
All right. Now, moving on from Tremors, Justin and I, my pick and a Justin pick are both directed by Robert Rodriguez. This is The Faculty and Planet Terror. So let's start before we get into the Faculty props that are also on here. Let's talk about Robert Rodriguez real quick. He's got this. He's got Planet Terror, The Faculty, From Dusk Till Dawn. His other movies are like Western action, crime sagas, kid stuff, like 5 Spy Kid films, a few others. I haven't seen the horror film that he did, Red 11, but didn't look like it was too well received from what I read.
Red Rocket?
Does Robert Rodriguez need another solid horror credit to his name?
Yeah,
no.
Or is he like short list? We can move him on to the second half.
I say we move him on.
I think if we moved Neil Marshall on, Damien Leone on, we can move Robert Rodriguez on for more discussion down the road.
Yep.
Here's real fast on Robert Rodriguez. Would I say I think From Dusk Till Dawn, mega smash hit. Most people have seen that, horror fans. Faculty, less so, and then I would think Planet Terror even less than that as far as it. So they're all great though. I like them all.
So the real test is I knew who Robert Rodriguez was.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I'm kind of like
Would Charlie know?
I don't know who they are.
Okay. That's a good litmus right there.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Robert Rodriguez, if we're putting some of these other guys on, moving them on, I think he moves on too. Definitely. For the props from The Faculty, we talked about the paper cutter. It's prominent in the trailer. I think Josh Hartnett became a star at that moment when he yanks the blade off the paper cutter and goes after Jon Stewart with it.
Yeah.
I mean, just the camera angle just makes him look like a super duper star. And they show it in slow motion in the trailer, and it's just like, it's just an awesome weapon. It's something you would just find in a classroom and it's a great weapon. It was awesome.
I wish we had people we could ask, but like if you said, "Hey, what was that movie where the guy rips the paper cutting arm off of the paper cutter and attacks somebody with it?" You don't have to say Josh Hartnett. You don't have to say Alien. I think the faculty comes up, right?
Yeah.
Maybe in the hardcore fans.
It's a unique weapon. It's not one that's used in like other films. Like if you put this one up there in the Hall of Fame, you know,
the only paper cutter.
The only paper cutter, probably.
Maybe. Now I got to think about it.
Yeah.
At least on the short list, maybe move them on. The other prop is the scat pens, what Josh Hartnett sells kids around school, but also is the central thing that becomes what can kill these creatures is this drug that he manufactures in his garage and puts into, big pen holders.
Yep.
I think it's a great plot device. I think if you're looking at a pen full of white powder, you're thinking something else first, though. You're like, that's got to be cocaine, right? As Charlie likes to say. I don't know if scat's coming to mind right off the bat, but I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say probably not.
Jack you up.
Guaranteed to jack you up. And then she dumped a whole bucket of scat on freaking principal. Get out of here.
Right.
That's when I knew she was bad. Anyway.
So
I'll jump in with
no bundle of scat pens.
No,
like with a bundle of it with a rubber band around it.
That would have to be more recognizable.
It would have to be in like some Jinko jean pockets or whatever. It would have to be in those big ass jeans that he's got.
It'd be great for a horror convention that you could sell is pixie sticks in the scat pens. $5 for $1.
But you'd have to be dressed like Josh Hartnett.
Pending.
You'd have to have the bed head and like the oversized shirt and stuff. You'd have to have it all. Like
I just have a sign that says scat pens.
Was that bed head or just like a really bad haircut?
I think both. I think it was bed head on top of a bad haircut.
It was the thing.
Here's the deal. Robert Rodriguez, Planet Terror. That's the machine gun leg is amazing, but how to get it in? Because just a machine gun, it could be a machine gun anyway.
Later.
But
that's later.
What do you
down
mean?
the list.
Yeah,
that's on the Planet Terror.
Yeah, we'll do Planet Terror.
I thought we were talking about Faculty and Planet Terror.
Well, for Robert Rodriguez, we'll get to the Planet Terror props. We'll get to the Planet Terror props later.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you could edit this part out.
No, we're not.
Keeping it in.
Nope.
But it's for Justin's edification. Where are we, Mike?
So if we're not putting scat pens in, paper cutter moves on, Robert Rodriguez moves on, then that brings us to another pick of mine was the film Child's Play 2. Chucky is in. John LaFia for director. I don't think has to move on. He did this. He did another horror called Man's Best Friend, but doesn't have the catalog some of these other guys have we're talking about. I think I'm going to leave him off. As far as protagonists, Andy Barclay, worth mentioning. Chucky's a big brand, a big franchise. He's in 1, 2, 3, shows up later on in the franchise in either in like Cult or one of those of Chucky. And then he is in the television series as well as a pretty prominent character as an adult. He and Kyle reunite in the television series. So
if we have a character that most likely to be gaslit, he's on there.
Sure.
So many people gaslight him, man.
Like I think the longevity is there for the character, but I'll have to maybe do like a longer deep dive on his character to see like when he's a child, right? He doesn't do much to defeat Chucky in part 1 except start the fireplace, like set him on fire. But then that's not even like the end for him. Like there's another like Chucky comes out of the fireplace and he gets gunned down by the adults in the room. But same thing with 2. Like he does sort of kill Chucky, but Kyle also plays a big role in that as well. So it's how much is he really doing as the protagonist here early on? I would say, move him forward, but we got to have more discussion on the character itself.
Early, like without thinking too hard on this, I don't know if I'm gonna give him a vote for later, but it doesn't hurt to keep him on the list, right? Maybe you can talk Charlie into it. Charlie's hydrating over there too. Got his Bud Light.
Yep. Props for this movie: the mangled Chucky doll that comes out of the conveyor belt, whatever it is that is in this factory that builds the good guy dolls. When it goes in backwards, it like gets 18 arms and legs and the head off to the side, and it's just a mangled mess. So that version of it. Also, the technician who goes to repair one of the machines, and then Chucky knocks him out, and he goes under and gets the doll eyes pushed into his human head where his regular eyes are. That head pretty cool.
How about should we consider workshopping a best kill kind of thing to go in the Hall of Fames too? It's gonna be tough, but like you don't have to decide that now.
Maybe.
I want to ask the question here, just for Charlie's sake here. No, for the audience. Here.
Sounds like for your sake.
Yeah, for my sake. Chucky's in, right?
Chucky is in.
So how many iterations of Chucky should be in too? Because this is it's still Chucky with the arms and stuff on him, but I mean it is really cool. I mean it's a really cool messed up Chucky. But I'm wanting to know, But I like your other pick for props. I want you to do your thing on it because you love this thing. Your next one.
Oh yeah, Andy's worksheet that Chucky writes "fuck you, bitch" on in big red crayon. I want that thing framed and hanging on my wall.
For me, that's the only thing that makes it in.
I'll take it. I think when you see that, it's Chucky too. Maybe casuals, maybe not, but like anyone that's seen that movie exactly one time, you'll never forget that sheet of paper. And the teacher's just going through them and pulls that one out, and it's just like, fuck you, bitch, in big red.
You almost need it to be like a 2-second clip where it shows her face too, like the thing in her face.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. All right. Yeah. I'm fine with that. We'll take that one forward from this movie. Let's see here. Moving on. The next one was an all hands pick. This was Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal Lecter is in. And then we got to talk about Jonathan Demme for director. I think does an Oscar for a horror movie automatically get you in because it's the only horror film on his resume except for the film Beloved, which no one has seen?
I don't know.
This was count? It's a masterpiece movie though, right? So
it is.
If a character can only be in one movie, could a director only have one?
Jaws?
Lecter's in 4 movies, right?
No, but I'm referring to like the Jack Torrances or the Patrick Batemans. Like, so like, was it his vision? It's weird though because he pulled a lot of his influences from like. He wanted Hannibal to look sympathetic and right. Remember, like all that stuff and soft. He wanted it to be believable that he was trusted like that. So I don't know if he's like his heart's in the horror, right? I don't know if he'd want to be in it.
I'm just saying that he can't make it in if Steven Spielberg has not already been in for Jaws.
Oh,
that's a trump card. That's a trump card.
Okay.
You can't. Well, there's the bar.
Here's my counter to you. We haven't done Jaws yet.
Doesn't matter.
To be nominated. Jaws, the creature, is it? Okay,
but
I see
we
what
have
you're saying.
One movie. He only did one horror movie, and it was Jaws.
If you ask me, I don't want to give this hot take, but I mean, Silence of the Lambs I might like more than Jaws, like overall.
They're both probably perfect movies, to be honest. I mean, we're splitting.
In Jaws, did somebody say, "Well, shoot, great big fat girl"? No, nobody said that.
Was it a great big fat shark?
But did Silence of the Lambs say we're going to need a bigger boat?
No, that's true. We're gonna need a bigger tit suit, is what they said in that one.
Oh,
No,
man.
they said, "What do you want the little? What was the name of the boy? Yeah, what's the last name of the
The
boy?
Kittner boy.
Yeah, what do you want the Kittner boy spilling out all over the?"
Right.
Yeah.
They said that. All right, you're right. Okay, Jonathan Demme, correct. It hurts me to say because this movie was well directed. There were so many talented people that he had doing the right stuff.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Where we at?
All right. I think it.
Sound Slam still.
Yeah. So, are we moving Jonathan Demme on for later consideration, or no?
Low on the short list.
That's good enough for me. We'll move him on because he does have an Oscar for horror. We'll move him on. So
Oscar.
for our female protagonist is Clarice Starling. I don't think we've had a female protagonist nominee yet until now. So,
yeah,
and I think she's definitely. She does
short
it all. It is. I mean, it's a Hannibal Lecter movie. He's in it for like 16 minutes. It's her movie. Her superiors try to fuck with Lecter behind her back. She has to navigate all of that. It's girl power to the max because the way they shoot her to purposely look tiny and diminutive. Trying to use a big word, sorry. Compared to the men in the film, they try to make her look smaller and less than, and she isn't at all. And she figures out all the ciphers, she figures out all the code words that Lecter's using, and she solves the case. She solves the case, and she captures and kills Buffalo Bill, and by herself. The rest of the FBI fucked up.
Shortest of short lists for me. Yeah. Like I'm surprised. I mean, she was probably right. She was in our original list of female protagonists to consider, right? So yes. She's got to be that next up. She's our Georgia A. Romero, right? She's our next up.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
And her character went on to be in Hannibal and in a show about, people wanted to know more about her and all that. So yeah, it's a easy win for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we talked about it off air, Charlie, I think wasn't down for it, but I'm just gonna bring it up one more time. But Buffalo Bill as an additional mortal villain for this film. Hannibal Lecter's in. Buffalo Bill pop culturally,
memorable as shit.
Yeah. Everyone says put the lotion in the basket. Everyone does the impression. Every guy tucks his junk in and dances in the mirror. No? Oh yeah, me neither. No, I definitely don't. I mean, it's iconic. It's iconic.
It is.
It's something.
I'm gonna say
short list.
Yeah. Medium short list.
Okay, I'll take that. Let's move him on.
Like a size 14 short list.
More like 11 and a half.
All right. So for props, then we have the Bill Skins 5th newspaper headline, the newspaper front page. I think that's pretty iconic. They show it a few times in the film, and the letters are so big, and Bill Skins 5th. You know exactly what that's from.
I thought it was the Super Bowl, which the Buffalo Bills played the Washington team.
Oh, yeah.
Get it.
Washington who?
Well, that's the Commanders, okay?
And then, we got Lecter's muzzle, the little muzzle he's got to wear when they're transporting him to Tennessee. We also have the cocoon that they pull out of the body that they get out of the river, which has the death head moth in it.
Perfect.
And we threw one in there last minute off air, the lotion in the basket. It's what Buffalo Bill says.
And
I don't know if I could pick out the basket or the lotion, like you say, if you just have it sitting there. If you have it sitting with other Silence of the Lambs items and there's lotion in a basket, you know what the fuck it is.
Yeah. If I said Barbasol can, you would know what a Barbasol can was from, right?
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
But if I said, whatever lotion brand that was, I don't know if you'd be like, oh, yeah.
No. It's not about the lotion brand. It's not about the basket. It's about a
Lotion in a
basket
basket.
with a bottle of lotion in it. You could substitute any brand
I
of
don't
lotion.
know. Are there tissues in that basket?
No,
'Cause-
just the basket and the lotion, and everyone will know exactly what it is.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm down with putting the lotion in the basket in the short
Oh,
list.
I actually have a great idea for a patent pending. A new booth at a horror convention is we sell baskets with different sorts of lotions in them. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it
Right?
seems it's right there, right?
That's it.
So, what about the mostly
I
complete skin suit with the
I
giant
think
tit hanging down?
No.
No, come on.
It's too much.
Charlie, at your booth, you need to sell the lotion and the basket separately, and then like when they take them, you didn't need to tell the customer put the lotion in the friggin' basket.
There we go. I think we're onto something.
I say
Okay.
they all make it in.
They all get in. All right,
Yeah.
I'm good
For
with
me.
that. Good with that.
It's
All
going
right.
to be a big list for props this year.
For props.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's okay.
we are going to have to whittle it some.
We will whittle it some, I think, but I think it's also okay because when you go to like a Hall of Fame for sports or whatever, like there's the hall where the people are, and that is like where only a few get in. But there's props, there are game used items like spread out throughout the place, like that you can go see like this jersey and that jersey and this ball and this bat and this thing and that thing and like the exhibit, like there's all kinds of stuff like that would be considered props in the sports world.
Bloody socks.
Those are all over it. Whereas like the actual people in it, that's where it's like the champs, right?
Did you say crunchy socks?
I said bloody socks.
Oh,
And
that's different from a crunchy sock.
stiff lotiony socks too,
Yeah. All right. So after Silence of the Lambs, the next film was Justin's pick, Insidious. We talked about James Wan and moving him along. The other one we had for Insidious, Justin picked the prop, the gas mask headphones combination.
So I think it's super unique, right? Incredibly unique. The whole scene worked because she's talking. It distorts the voice. It's going straight to headphones. But I'm looking at this list of props right now. I'm looking at it, and I don't know if I can keep it on the short list, right? I don't know if it belongs yet. If you think of Insidious, though, you think of a few things. You think of the red-faced demon and probably Elise and her gas mask, but yeah, I don't know if I can keep it in. I don't know if I can justify it.
Yeah,
on the short list.
It's
agree. Super unique, though.
It's unique.
I'll give it a hard maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so it's on the longest of short lists. Then is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have to spend much time on that one. We've talked about James Wan quite a bit, so I'm fine with moving along a little bit.
Yep. The next film was a Mike pick. It was my pick. It's Martyrs.
Boo, boo.
I know. Oh, come on. I know. It's French. The only prop I had from that I took from this in our conversation off air was the metal steel chastity belt and the steel Oculus looking thing riveted to the victim's face so that they couldn't see or feel anything in their nether regions. It's creepy. It's gross. It's a disgusting prop. If you've seen Martyrs, and you'll see that prop and be like, wow, that's that thing. That is awesomely crazy. But it's not really Hall of Fame worthy.
And
So,
if you're
we can move on.
everyone else who got through the first 5 minutes of Martyrs and then decided to turn it off after the second 5 minute of Martyrs, you don't get to that part, so you don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, after the shotgun blasts.
Okay. So yeah, moving on from Martyrs, I'll spare everybody. The next one is an all hands pick we did for the first Friday the 13th of our podcast, and it was Friday the 13th. Jason is in our Hall of Fame. The hockey mask is in our Hall of Fame. This is the original, though. So this is Sean S. Cunningham as director. For Cunningham, there's this. There is A Stranger Is Watching, which is another slasher that came out like 2 years after a film called The New Kids, which is like a horror thriller, not really a slasher, but I don't think Sean S. Cunningham's getting in over like a Robert Rodriguez or some of the other names, even though he directed this first movie in a giant franchise. He really wanted nothing else to do after this. He admittedly is like, this is a money grab. We ripped off Halloween to make money, and then he wanted to be done with it. So I'm okay with being like, nope.
Yeah, I agree.
Justin, you good with that?
Yeah, had he been like integral in like more of them, I'd be like, okay, this is his franchise, right? But it seems to bounce around. Did anybody direct more than 2 of them, or did anybody direct?
Steve Miner directed part 2 and part 3.
Okay.
I don't think anybody else directed more than that, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's where this one hurts. It's like it's obviously IP wise, it's up there in the elite, right? But as far as directing,
I
don't think anybody put their stamp on it,
right?
Except for whoever directed Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah. So what about Pamela Voorhees, Mrs. Voorhees, as the mortal villain from Friday the 13th? We don't get Jason yet. Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees, is the original killer. If you haven't seen this, but you've seen Scream, you at least know that too. Do you think Pamela Voorhees?
I'm fine with putting her for
Fame?
consideration. I mean,
I think you have to, right?
Yeah.
You almost have to.
I mean, it is one of those facts that
you have to at least
knows
consider
at this point.
Yeah.
Right. Even though they don't say her name in the first one, right? I think you told me that, or you said that.
Yeah.
It's Mrs. Voorhees, but like I think that's just a horror fact everybody knows, right? And whether it be from Scream, where it's like, no, it's actually the mother,
Yeah.
Remember, I think that alone, just how common a fact that is about the series, gives it consideration.
Medium list.
She threw a damn body through a window that was like way up in the air, man. She's strong as shit.
Yeah, she threw Tom Savini through a window, man.
She fights like Captain Kirk.
You got that R word strength.
Oh man. Jesus, Charlie.
I didn't say it.
Have another Bud Light.
Regulator is the R word, regulator.
Yeah. Props. The main prop we picked from this one is the Crystal Lake sign with Camp Blood written on it instead.
Yep. Everybody will know that is. Yep.
Everyone knows what that is. So I think that one easily moving on for further consideration. We'll talk a little bit more about Friday the 13th in a little bit because we have part 2 coming up. But, next one is Justin pick, and this was Planet Terror. We talked about Robert Rodriguez already for director. Justin, you want to talk about Cherry Darling as a protagonist?
I like Cherry Darling to me is an iconic protagonist. Right now, we only have what Clarice on the list. So I think as far as feeling comfortable with getting another female protagonist on the list, I'm happy with her being on there. You see her, it has to be post-surgery, if you will. It has to be with the machine gun leg, and then you know what it's from. Most people know, oh, she's from that Grindhouse film, at very least. They might not know it Planet Terror, but they're going to know, oh, she's from Grindhouse. So I like her as a comedic and badass and physics-defying protagonist, female protagonist. We talked about Robert Rodriguez already. If she is in, if Cherry is in, we do not need a separate statue of the machine gun leg.
No, yeah, you're right.
She's in where she's in.
Yeah, for sure.
Agree.
I think I've never seen a jar of testicles in formaldehyde. I've never seen that in a movie, and let alone that being broken on the ground and people, stepping on all these balls. That's neat. It's neat.
Yeah.
Maybe it goes with Charlie's Christmas dildos.
It's not. It's not an integral part of the film,
Right.
but
It's not.
it is something.
It's an interesting part of the film.
Right.
Yeah.
It created, here's the thing is like, it's such a stylized movie and it's such a gritty grindhouse thing where it's like the needles, those are awesome. That's an awesome prop. Would I recognize the needle shooter? I would. I would because I like this movies really high, but with most people, I don't think so.
Yeah,
So
I do like the set of needles, the one that's in the holster, and I also
yeah.
like just the three in the pocket pouch with the red, yellow, and blue. And these are my three little friends. Like I like that a lot.
Do you think it's worth keeping up there with things like Billy the Puppet or the Cocoon from? That's where I'm looking at this.
It's not on that level. It's on the level of I'd like to have these things, but it's not on the Hall of Fame level.
It might be on the level of the F you bitch on the paper.
It's not that high.
No.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say about Planet Terror for now. We went through most of this, but Cherry Darling, for your consideration.
Yeah, definitely. Moving Cherry Darling, moving her on for the second half. Charlie, anything else on Planet Terror?
No, I liked it all.
All right, cool. Next one was my pick. I remember picking Death Proof right after Justin took Planet Terror because Planet Terror was going to be my pick and Justin took it. So I went with the second half of the double feature, picked Death Proof. We could nominate Stuntman Mike for Mortal Villain. I mean, I love Kurt Russell, but I don't think Stuntman Mike is in the mortal villain echelon as some of the other mortal villains out there. As cool as he is in this movie and as creepy as he is, especially in the director's cut version of this movie, but I just don't quite think he's in that echelon for,
Agree.
for this. Some of the props that we liked, the hood of the Chevy Nova with the skull and crossbones and the rubber duck hood ornament on it. Also Mike's jacket with the patches and the Icy Hot branding on the back. It's a silver jacket. I think it's iconic. I think when you see that with the patches and you see Icy Hot, people know where that's from. Maybe not, but I think the jacket's unmistakable. I think the hood and that ornament is unmistakable. They show that ornament pretty prominently a few times in a few shots in the movie. I like having a killer car that's also just not Christine, which I love Christine, by the way. That'll be a Mike pick hopefully down the road, but no pun intended. But yeah, what do you guys think about those props? The hood with the hood ornament and the Icy Hot jacket.
Such a crowded field we're putting in there right now. I think the whole car would be recognizable, and of the two cars, the one with the painted hood and the rubber duck is more recognizable of the two. But you asked me between that and the Icy Hot. I think the Icy Hot seems a little more recognizable than the hood. I don't know. I don't know.
The car with the skull and crossbones hood, that's on the poster. That's on the box. But yeah, the jacket stands out.
I'm just gonna throw out so this was a single movie with actually two movies in it, and Planet Terror being the stronger of the two. I just kind of feel like Death Proof is almost forgettable.
You're saying it's like Oates and Hall & Oates?
Yeah, maybe. Because it's like, if you watch the movie, you recognize the stuff. But I feel like this is a movie where you watch it and you're like a little let down. And I mean, it's just dialogue heavy. It's just like grotesquely dialogue heavy, even for a Tarantino movie. And it's just, it kind of fucks up everything else. I agree that the hood ornament and the rubber, the duck on the ornament on the hood and the Icy Hot jacket are the three standout props from this movie. But I mean, I'm not a fan of the movie.
Jungle Julia's leg after it pops off is pretty recognizable.
Yeah, true.
It's not like Planet Terror with Cherry Darling and the machine gun leg.
No, I agree. Agree. So we maybe just pass on Death Proof altogether, or
I would vote that way, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me. What did we figure out that like the whole thing made like 20 million between the two of them, or like 30 million?
something like
It
that.
wasn't much, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know if
let's
it did enough.
we'll split the difference. We'll leave the hood of the car off. We'll put the jacket up for further consideration.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Because I love Kurt Russell. So
Yeah, you want Kurt Russell's underwear in there, apparently.
Well, you marry him.
Yeah.
Charlie, your pick was next is the film Shaun of the Dead. We nominated Shaun for male protagonist.
No Iron Team.
I think he's legendary. I'm not going to argue with you on that one at all. Your thoughts?
Shaun of the Dead, another great movie. I when we started doing this podcast, I thought I was, except for maybe like the slasher, like Saw movies, I thought I was a horror fan who liked all horror movies, and I do, but I kind of feel like we have, like, if you listen to all of our episodes, you will figure out that I'm more of a horror movie with some comedy aspects to it, and Shaun of the Dead is just like no notes. It's 100%. It's a perfect movie in my book, and Shaun, great hero, but then we get to like props. And like a lot of horror movies, a lot of stuff is used in all over the place. But what isn't used in a lot of horror movies is a cricket bat and a name tag that says Shaun. So I kind of feel like those two props, and of course Shaun, need to be on the short list for consideration.
And even Edgar, or no? No, because he's only done the one horror, really. No, what else did you do?
He's a hot buzz.
Last night in Soho.
Oh, you're right. Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
We didn't nominate him because
no, we didn't
for that reason. I thought you meant Ed. I thought you said Ed. Like,
he needs a bigger body of work.
But yeah,
you need a bigger body of work.
Your mom needs a bigger body of work.
Jesus.
Last night in Soho, and as a Running Man's adjacent to it. World's End is kind of like a sci-fi type thing. Yeah, man.
That's not horror, though.
And don't forget Don't from
the trailer.
From the Grindhouse trailers. Anyway.
They need to make that a movie, for sure.
I can't agree with Charlie anymore. Shaun, no notes. Cricket bat, no notes. Maybe a white short sleeve button down with a red in the pocket kind of thing, but Shaun's already in, so that's in. So
yeah.
Yeah, I love Shaun of the Dead. That one was one that I would have. Charlie has stolen two movies that I would have taken eventually. Would have
stolen?
Yes, Cabin in the Woods and Shaun of the Dead are, so far up my list. It's not even funny. So
yeah,
I can't argue with these at all.
Yeah, Shaun's legendary. George A. Romero loved it, and this is a film that they're parodying his shit, and he loved it because it's flattery and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? So, yeah, he loved it and was happy with it. So it's an awesome flick all around.
What's Shaun's last name? I need to write it down officially for the protagonist here.
Nobody knows. It's unknowable.
Justin, your pick after Shaun of the Dead was Longleg. This is Osgood Perkins up for director. What do you think about Osgood Perkins?
I really enjoy Osgood Perkins. I loved Longlegs. I really liked The Monkey, and I liked Keeper. But that all being said, I don't know if these had that. Longlegs would be the closest to a home run of those three. Maybe it is a home run, but it's not a grand slam, right? I like Nicolas Cage in this a lot, so I would put Nicolas Cage in the Mortal Villains for consideration.
Legs for Mortal Villain, yeah.
But as far as just because it was such a unique design and it was batshit crazy acting by Senor Nick. As far as props goes, there's a lot of cool stuff, but I'm looking at this list here, and I don't think I can budget You know, there's the cipher, which in itself was cool. Was a very cool part of the marketing, very cool part of the movie, cool part of the investigative cat and mouse type thing. There's the dolls, but I think the dolls kind of just look like American Girl type dolls or whatever, and I don't know if I'd be like, okay, that's Lee Harper as a, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. It's getting the movies that we've done lately are having the disadvantage of having this full list that I'm trying to see, is it worth moving stuff around? And I don't think it is for any of the props and long legs yet.
Yeah. I mean, I think the cipher for long legs, the wall of all the long legs letters and all the ciphers, like I think that whole wall kind of set piece is kind of cool and worthy of more discussion of putting in. I think Osgood Perkins, going back to him, like you mentioned, the films he's done, he's on the fast track, right? And he's in the horror lane. He doesn't stray. I don't think he's going to do the Robert Rodriguez thing and make a kids movie next. You know, make like 6 of those or something. He's in this lane. It's in his DNA.
Yeah, I'm gonna backtrack a little.
He's gonna get there.
I'm gonna backtrack a little, and if we're keeping Neil Marshall on the list, I'd like to keep Osgood on the short consideration.
I agree. I think he's on the consideration list as well. I think and we'll talk more about it at the end, but yeah, I think he's definitely moving on for more discussion. Long legs, can't agree with you more as well. It's a performance you can't unsee, that you don't forget once you see this movie. Nicolas Cage brings him to life in the most intense way possible. It's just insane, and it's
the saddest part.
Very, very,
done. Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool, really well done part, and just creepy as all hell. It's a great villain.
It fits in that Buffalo Bill type, you know, where it's like, this is a memorable for a long time.
Yeah.
General.
Charlie, thoughts?
No, I don't have anything to add. You guys covered it really well. I think. Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, we'll move Osgood Perkins, we'll move Long Legs, and we'll move the wall of letters signed by Long Legs forward for more discussion. The next film, bringing it back around to Friday the 13th, Part 2. We had for props the machete from Part 2. That's Jason's signature weapon, and this is the first Jason film, as you know, Mrs. Voorhees was the killer in Part 1. So now this becomes Jason's franchise starting in Part 2 and moving forward. So we have the machete. We also have Mrs. Voorhees' shrine, which Jason had built for her, which includes her head, her chopped off head on a table, her sweater covered in some blood and some, dirt and mud on the table, and candles all around it. I think the shrine is a good Part 1, Part 2 combo, because in Part 1 you get the head chopped off, you get the blue sweater, but it's also aged 5 years in Part 2. So for the combination of the two movies, you get the shrine encompassing all of it. I think it's a good prop.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like you could even just do the head. It's recognizable enough, but if you throw the sweater on there, it amps it up. You don't really need the shrine, but I mean, if I saw that at a horror convention, I would know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Justin, your thoughts on the Part 2 props from Friday?
I think, I mean, the shrine, instantly it feels very almost like Psycho type thing, where it's like, where you first see Norman Bates' mom and the reveal there. It feels like a very good reveal type thing that's going to be iconic to most fans of that series for sure. I like the shrine as a whole thing. It gets us the sweater. It gets us the decapitated head. A few bodies at the bottom sprinkled in for fun.
Yeah. Does the machete get some love here? Because it is his signature weapon, but there's also, in all the Jason movies, he uses weapons that he just acquires, right? Like he finds something and uses it as a weapon. In a lot of movies.
He finds a freaking
spear gun, corkscrew,
Some kind of fence wire.
Yeah.
I think if I saw it at a horror
Liquid
convention,
nitrogen.
sitting on a table, I mean, a machete,
That'd be my first thought. Would be Jason, probably.
probably, but that's just us. I don't know if anyone else would draw that same conclusion. It's borderline.
You think he pulled it out of? Isn't that what she hit him with, like from his clavicle down or whatever? You think that's just the one he liked to keep for a while? You know,
Maybe.
I think it's just
could have been could have been the one that killed his mother.
Could have been.
Yeah,
In that case, I
probably
think
was.
Yeah, maybe.
Remember when he was
for that?
Remember when he was a child, but then he was a grown up 5 years later?
Yeah,
Remember that?
exactly.
He's all grown up now.
Remember when he was a child and he ran out and he grabbed his mom's head off the ground and then kept it for 5 years?
No, he was an adult then. He was a child.
You're right.
He was a child in the 50s, and then it was like 20.
Oh, he jumped out of that lake as a child.
25 years later, 23 years later, he's an adult.
Okay, I'll believe you.
Well, it's in the movie. You can do the time. You can figure the timeline out yourself if you want. In the movie,
they even say that many folks say he must have grown up, but he must be grown up by now.
Yeah,
must be,
gotta be. Never looked for her.
Never looked.
All right. So the next film on our list, we've got 3 more to go. Hang in there with us, guys.
Are you talking about
I'm barely hanging in.
My pick was Predator. I have Dutch for protagonist.
Yep.
I love Arnold. He fights the Predator in this film, mano a mano.
Get to that chopper.
Does all that Boy Scout bullshit, as Dylan says. Dutch is clearly the leader of the gang. He calls out Dylan on his bullshit. Like Buffalo Bill, everyone has an Arnold impression. Mine's the best. Everyone says, get to the chopper. Like, everyone says those things. So I don't know if that warrants consideration for Dutch as a protagonist for this film. What do you guys think?
I think so.
I think Dutch for sure. I see you've got a list here, so I'm just gonna rapid fire a yes on some of these or a no on those. But yeah, Dutch is a badass, man.
Cool. All right, I'm in.
Dylan.
The Yautja for the villain. The Yautja is the species that is the Predator. There are multiple Yautjas throughout the series. They are mortal villains.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Predator is as recognizable as anything else, any other mortal villain out there.
Yep.
And multiple films in this franchise and making a strong comeback, as I think Prey was very highly regarded. Predator Badlands. They PG-13'd it to get some more people in. And I think a lot of people, Charlie didn't like it, but I think a lot of people did as well.
No, I liked it, but I didn't. I don't.
They buddy copped it. They
Disneyfied it.
Yeah, they
It was a buddy cop.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What an incredible character design. They used a 7-foot dude who could actually move around, and it was humanoid, and like the fighting seemed pretty smooth. Great. Just mandibles, funky voice, heat vision, all that shit. It all worked. Perfect character.
Yep. Absolutely. The props from the original Predator, we have Painless, the Gatling gun. If the Yautja's in, then the Predator suit is in. We also have the Dylan arm prop, where Dylan's arm gets blown off, and as his arm falls to the ground holding the MP5, it's still firing as it's laying there on the ground. We all love that part. Everyone, you talk about Arnold in this, but then everyone's also like, dude, Carl Weathers when he loses his arm, and then it's still shooting. So fucking cool. So what are your thoughts on Painless, the Gatling gun, and Dylan, the arm prop of Dylan's?
It all makes it in.
I love the impracticality of Painless. The just the sheer that is not believable at all, but it still is amazing. If you remember this as a kid, you're like, remember when he picked up the damn Gatling gun? I didn't know what a Gatling gun was before this movie, but I mean, I guess it was 1980, 7, 6?
Yeah.
So like, I guess I was only 5 or 6 years old, so I guess I shouldn't know what a Gatling gun is, but still, like, when I think of it, I think of the Gatling gun and Carl Weathers losing his arm and that thing firing. So I got no argument with either of those.
Yeah, I agree. Painless. Like, why do you even need like saws to cut down a tree? You can just get this Gatling gun and you can saw a tree down in like 3 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, but then you're out of 300 pounds of ammunition, right?
Right. Yeah, true. Oh man, it's wild what that fucking gun does. All right, so we'll move along. Dutch, Yautja, the Predator, Painless, and Dylan's arm prop. Moving on. Charlie had the next pick, and his film was Ready or Not. We nominated Radio Silence, the duo of Tyler Gillette and Matthew Gilpin, right, for director, and Grace for female protagonist. And then, Grace's basically whole getup as the prop. So I guess if Grace does get in, then her outfit will be the wedding dress, yellow chucks, the rifle with the giant elephant gun, bullets. Yep. That will be kind of her getup for that. And other props, the box with the card in it that she picks hide and seek, which is the whole crux of the movie. Your thoughts, Charlie?
It's a great movie. Like I said, turns out I'm into horror comedy, and Grace, the sequel just came out, saw it. It was great. And I feel like even if she had just been in one movie, like I can't remember now who it was,
Jerry?
But no, if she had just been in one movie, she is a hero. But in the second movie, it just solidifies it. It solidifies it for me that she's a hero. I don't know about the directors. I mean, they only really have these 2 movies. In my mind,
5 and 6, and
you need
VHS.
like a 3 or 4. You know, I mean, this is turning into a franchise, but I kind of feel like it after the second movie, it doesn't need to be. It kind of draws everything together and comes to an end without any spoilers.
Thank you.
But as far like the outfit is iconic. I mean, the bloody wedding dress with the yellow Chuck Taylors, no notes. Yeah. With the ammo belt, if you want to go from the first movie where it's the elephant gun ammo belt, or the second movie
that's all we're allowed to talk about right now, Charlie. We're not allowed to talk about the second one.
Okay. Whatever. But also the box with the little card in it.
Oh,
perfect.
I agree. Even the card by itself that just says hide and seek would be fine, but like with this Leveo's box is pretty cool.
Yeah. The box is used as a weapon in the film, so
it is. Yeah.
Gets chunks of Andy McDowell's hair, Becky's hair.
Right.
Aw.
Too soon, right?
Yeah. I mean,
all right, so that's Ready box is on there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Mike's keeping notes too on his mega list here.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody's keeping notes because I'm not.
I got no notes. The first time I saw Ready or Not, I walked out just being like, what, that was amazing. Like, I also tend to lean towards a fun time, a fun hang for my horror movies too, but like, I like them all pretty much, but tend to lean towards if I can laugh and say, oh shit, at the same time kind of thing, it's normally a winner for me, and that's this whole movie. Grace is
90 minutes well spent.
90 minutes well spent, as Charlie likes to say. Grace is a capable character the entire time. At first she's in disbelief, but once she decides that she's taking matter into her own hands, it's no turning back, and she's, mega star in this one. The box, everything else that you guys talked about, I'm good with.
Yeah, Radio Silence, that duo, they're making their mark. They're kind of on the Osgood Perkins lane. They're on the fast track. They're staying in this horror lane. As we're getting close to wrapping up, I mean, really quick, I'll throw it out there. George A. Romero is getting in, right? Like, he's not getting in.
Oh yeah.
So we have a slew of directors that are on the cusp, and some of them maybe just like, we're not going to put somebody in over Romero or over maybe even like a James Wan, even though like you could get in on what they've already done, but other people have done more. So it's like, do they need to get a couple more if they're going to get in? Like, do they need a couple? Anyway, so but they're on the fast track like Osgood Perkins is. I think they're on the cusp just like him. Grace is a female protagonist. I'm 100% down for. She's just awesome in this movie. It's what 7, 8, 9 people against one, and she wins. She's the icon of the movie. She's front and center on the poster. So good that they gave her a sequel to this movie. The props we talked about, the box is an integral part of the film, and the crux of it. She draws the hide and seek card, and if she didn't, it'd be a real shitty movie to watch her play checkers.
Yeah,
because
I just want to say I would watch Samara Weaving playing checkers, though. I mean,
yeah, I would too.
I want to do almost anything.
I'd let her sell me insurance.
That's high praise, sir.
Yeah,
high praise.
Yeah. So yes on all of that. On Radio Silence, getting some more discussion. Grace as a female protagonist. Samara Weaving's portrayal of her was amazing, and the box with the card is a great prop. For show. And that gets us to our final film for the first 6 months of our journey here on the All Guts So Gory podcast. And Justin decided to pick Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Okay, I'm gonna
go for it.
Rip the Band-Aid off here. Not as good as I remember the movie, obviously, but no doubt this is an iconic character. Pinhead is, I would say more people know what a Cenobite is than you would expect too, right? So like this whole universe was created out of Clive Barker's mind, although he's not a great director. Turns out not a great director. Pinhead's a great villain though. Great villain that has a lot of meat on the bone to work with, right? Like, no pun intended with all the meat and stuff in the movie. Yeah, no, shortest of short lists for Pinhead for immortal villain.
Yep.
Puzzle Box, in my mind, is also one of those. If you know anything about the movie, the 10 movies, this puzzle box is always there. It is a recognizable, it's this ornate cube, really, and then you manipulate it and you open the gateway to hell or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those two should be on very short lists. But if you think otherwise, you're wrong. That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pinhead is top of the short list, and Puzzle Box is iconic, and I could pick that out blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out there's more than one of those puzzle boxes too, guys. I forgot in Hellbound that the doctor actually had a few of them. So, I mean, there's a few.
Wow.
Justin, if you picked Hellbound, I might take vacation that weekend.
Dude, actually, I mean, what's funny is like after watching Hellraiser, I think you guys should go into Hellbound. Just do it because
it's a little bit better.
Just do it.
It's kind of better.
Yep.
But it's definitely kind of worse too at parts. So it's hard. I'm trying to weigh it out,
Yeah. Clive Barker would prefer if you guys not call Pinhead. He prefers the lead Cenobite. So let's just call him that.
I would have preferred if Clive Barker had more money to make this movie, man.
It's so wild to me that he did not want it to be called Pinhead, that he got so mad that people use the term Pinhead. I'm like, Jesus.
Well, okay.
What the fuck do you think it is?
If you
No one's
call
going to use
somebody
the term lead Cenobite.
If you call somebody a Pinhead, though, you're not saying they remind you of Hellraiser, right? A Pinhead is more like a dummy, I think, isn't it? I don't know what it is. That's something from Charlie's days.
What's a pinhead, everyone?
You blockhead.
Anyway.
Yeah. So.
Dick Warlock. Can we talk about Dick Warlock again?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Pinhead, moving on for Immortal Villain, the puzzle box for sure.
Yep.
Nothing else really needs to be mentioned from that film. There was a lot of stuff here, guys. I'm not going to recap everything. I just highlighted what I needed to highlight. I'm not going to recap everything that we decided to move forward, but, we'll revisit this again in October when we do a similar episode with the next 20 or so movies that we cover between now and October. And, we'll do another short list, combine these, and then we'll do our Hall of Fame induction.
I have a suggestion for Mike. We're going to cut this little part that I'm talking about out, but my suggestion would be like some kind of bear with us at the beginning of, of this episode. Some kind of, hey, this is just a live brainstorming session. If you really loved the first Hall of Fame episode, have we got some fun for you? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's the end of the cutout part.
Okay, extension of the cutout part. I really have to go to the bathroom. We need to wrap this up.
Wrap this up. Okay.
Okay.
There's some categories. I'll jump in a little bit. There's some categories that I only took notes that we added like 3 characters to or 4 from. Obviously, the props. We're gonna have a lot of work to do, guys.
Yeah.
To narrow this down to. That'll probably be our most things that get in, right? The props.
Definitely.
And then I would like to keep to the sanctity of the Hall of Fame. Maybe we put like a cap on like maybe 2 or 3 get in from each category by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll have to work that out.
We'll brainstorm it.
Yeah.
We'll workshop.
Yep.
Workshop it. All right. Yep. Charlie's got a piss. We need to get out of here. This took a lot. This took much longer than I thought it was going to take. I think
way longer.
I put the notes like spend 30 seconds on each part, and then everybody gets like a 15 or 30-second rebuttal, and we'll be through this in an hour, and we're coming up on 2. So
2 hours.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. Let us know what you think about our short list here. Did we overlook something? Is there something from this movies that we've covered that you think we didn't put in? Drop us a line in the fan mail. There's a link to our fan mail in the show notes. Thank you for listening to the All Guts So Gory podcast. As always,
what's our next mini? Do we know?
All right, now wrap it up.
Best thing you can do for us is rate and review wherever you get your podcast, especially if you listen on Spotify. Make sure you follow us so you don't miss your favorite horror movies being broken down. The next episode we will be doing that will come out on Monday morning is going to be Carrie.
Oh, gotta go.
Carrie.
There we go. We're doing Carrie.
All right.
For Justin, Charlie, thank you guys. This is All Guts So Gory. Andy, take us home.
This is the end, friend.